Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of our 4th Age Total War Dorwinion campaign. So in between episodes, I just went ahead and took Garth. I just spared you what would have been a tedious little siege assault. The defense consisted almost entirely of those like peasants at arms, so it was just a matter of getting my slingers up and shooting them all down. So didn't think that was really worth going in. We've got a fort here, so there's a few units that have just been loose, made a little fort, so we're besieging it. We're going to get it with some reinforcements from Belligant. We're retraining stuff, but I think the main action here is going to be this siege of Gargol. My army is not really ideal for this, but their king is in there. They've got a few other units. I think we can do it. You know, I could probably auto-calc it, but we've got so much cav that I want to, try to do this sensibly and preserve what we can, because what we're going to do, hopefully in relatively quick succession, we're going to move back west really quickly and take the fort that's on the western bank of the Redwater, the River Carnan. That is a fort that is held by Dale, and they've had it since the beginning of the campaign. Let's see, we've got a couple of archers here. Really, just two? I guess that's fine. Yeah, we'll do that. And yeah, we've got you. I mean, not really too worried about any of this. We'll just send the axemen straight up. We don't need. I don't think we're going to need a lot of holes. I mean, I guess we can bring these up, just in case. And then we've got spears. That's for the general. We've got just so many cav units. What is this? 5 light cav. Alright, I guess that's it. So, yeah, I don't know if they're even going to present themselves nice targets here. I guess so. We'll take out a unit of axemen, maybe. I don't know if we're quite close enough to hit them. Yeah, but they're moving.
Soldiers have reached the gates with a battering ram.
And I guess we can bring the light cav in too.
Our battering ram has done its work.
Alright, let's wipe out that one unit. Because there are some cav that we might want to deal with, right? We can, like, get them in here. Let's run these guys and bring the cav this way.
Great gods! Our soldiers have done well this day. The walls are taken.
Yeah, they're just going to go straight up, so that's good. I guess we've got a good number of archers, actually, for what we're trying to do. There's a unit of axemen in there, there's a unit of light cav, and then they've got their general. So we don't want to be too dismissive of all of that. Let's bring the cav over there. Yeah, you guys could be, like, maybe here. Come up, and you two. Forsters. Actually, yeah, let's just stand here. Throw javelins at them. They're gonna get engaged, and they will be doing well, but that just gives my guys time to get up. The Foresters I'd like to preserve, but what are you going to do? I mean, this is, I guess it's my king versus their king, right? Oh, I thought the spearmen were running. Alright, let's run them up now then. Just start to march the cav a little bit closer, just to get them maybe spooked a bit. What are you? Oh, that's right, just my archers. Okay. So we're sacrificing our foresters. And it would be nice to have more stuff left afterwards, but I don't have a ton of stuff in the area right now. We will get some reinforcements. I think some archers are coming from Rhun next turn. And I could bring some units out of the west. There's not a lot that I can train. Yeah, pathing is a little bit tricky around here. We almost got caught in melee there. And, you know, to be honest, I'm not sure I want to get... I guess I should, because if they come out, I'll be able to threaten it with my light cav. Let's go over far enough that I can get kind of turned around. Okay, they're down to 25. Alright, let's go for it. And, yeah, we're losing quite a lot. I mean, this is their king. It's not just any old guy. But we didn't even get a charge there. That's okay. Our guys outnumber them almost 2 to 1. And we're kind of made for melee. Right, great. Now let's pull back. We don't need to go after that. But now we just, we've got a little bit of luxury. We can have the archers hang out here. We can rush the spears forward. We have 12 javelin guys left. That is sad. But yeah, you guys can be on Hedgehog. We'll pull some people from the square. And if it's not axemen left here, we'll go in with our light cav. Okay, now we're going to start pulling them. I guess I should have you guys on guard. Oh, did we just run out of ammo? That's annoying. Alright, well, we'll shoot. 86. I don't really want to be dealing with this. What have we got? I've got 80. Alright, I do have these axemen. Let's just run them up. I just need something that's going to get me, or get them kind of out of the plaza. And I mean, I can use the few javelins on my foresters. Oh, jeez. Yeah, okay. That's pretty good speed there. They're warmed up. Alright, and so that's not going to work for the axemen. Actually, let's just halt everything. Alright, you come back. Yeah. You got the javelin men. You get close enough. Okay, yeah. And 10 of them. Alright, let's actually pull them now. Alright, we just need to hold them here in the plaza. We are charging. We're doing a war cry. And if they don't turn around to kill our cav, we might be okay. They are turning around to kill our cav, of course they are. Alright, well we'll just have to slug it out. And yeah, we're starting to push them out of the plaza, so they may rout, but they're fighting to the death, so we won't get to time it out early. That's all right. A clear victory. We lost a couple hundred men. I guess not too bad considering what we have. Not the ideal sieging army. But the plan now is to move over to the fort. If we can. And the challenge here is public order now, because we're not in Northman territory anymore. You can see the public order is quite a bit different. Now, Garth is on low taxes. Gargal is still normal, so let's decrease that. And I think I want to keep the Homeland Dominion here for a little while. We definitely are going to be integrating this into our territory. They're nuts for military policy, which actually I think that's by design, because otherwise the AI was making too much financial policies all over the place, and you never get to see their cool high-end units. So I think the coding gives them now a bit of a nudge towards military. But I don't want to do this because we're going to have more public order problems than we already do. We're working up provincial pacification here, and in Hive, I had completely forgotten that we did not even start on Homeland Dominion, so I just did that last turn. So 4 more seasons, and then at least that'll be done. I think that's everything we want to do this turn. We've got low taxes. Let's see if we can get out of here, Captain, with enough men to, you know... Captain. Okay, so that's actually decent. We don't need that much to take this fort. There's only 2 men there. Captain. I do want an emissary to prevent the dwarves from bribing it. So let's just wait here a turn, because these dwarven emissaries are kind of making me nervous. And actually, is there anything we can train? Not here, but here. Okay, I guess you know, we can afford it. The other big news, I guess, in between episodes was that we finally finished the Lord's Hall, I think it is. Lord's Barracks. So this is the highest tier, and so now we can retrain or train retainer longbowmen, and we can also retrain all the units that we wanted to retrain since the beginning of the game practically. So Dorwinion bowmen and these Dorwinion watch, and we can actually, these guys are only 1 season. They're quite cheap, so 60 men per unit. Not as cheap as mine, and there's less of them, but missile attacks higher, melee attack and defense is better, and the range is significantly better. So I'm going to start getting a couple of them. And yeah, population is just low here. So let's do crop rotation for a bit of, yeah, a couple hundred or so. That's not going to help population growth, but it's still nice. All right. Yeah, we'll do that. We're not going to be around here pretty soon. So I think we're good. We're sending spies, or just anything, over into the east, and we're sending a spy down south because I'm seeing, you know, Rovanion right outside mid-deeping there. They are allied with Rohan currently, but they need mid-deeping to win the game. That's on their victory conditions. So I think that Rovanion is going to be attacking them sometime, and that could very well mean that Rohan and the Reunited Kingdom are going to be moving up here, because I don't think Rovanion's going to win this. Bjorning is in Tharbad. Okay, that doesn't affect me really. Alright, lots of stuff retrained. We're not making a lot of money though, as you can see. We're sticking just around 45 grand. And that's because we're doing a lot of retraining. Okay, so we killed an agent here. Oh, and they've got a guy... Oh my gosh. How annoying. It's just one guy, so I don't know what he's going to do. He may be looking to defend the fort. That's so unusual. So the other news here was that I did see this big army move right outside Fornhood, and now it's moving down towards Yarhelkar. It's big, but it's mostly made up of low-tier mountain warband and stuff. So it might be nice to get rid of it. This guy's just a nobleman. He's not the heir. It might be nice to defeat it in the field before it gets into the city. But I don't think we can do that right now. We need to get rid of this stupid little army. What we may do is just, you know, wait this one out, actually.
Sir. Captain.
Let's see. You're going to go back here.
Sir.
You're You're going to go there, and we are going to spend more. We're going to spend more money than we're making in. Because, yeah, these cost a lot to retrain. I think it's worth it. Let's go with another spear unit for some garrison somewhere. And this will just be a free way for us, if we can wait a couple of turns, to just eliminate an annoying little stack. And even if, like, this army moves in here, next turn we've still got enough time, right, to, I think, resolve this. And then, even if we don't, we can send some guys to besiege from Belagant. Okay, great. And we actually queued up a lot of units, which is nice, because I was not paying attention. So let's bring you... let's bring you guys up here. And you are Lordship of Southern Wildlands. Okay, right. You were this place. So you're the governor of Burn, essentially. Okay, and we can leave... Let's just leave the spears. Oh, we need more than that. Not much more.
Captain.
All right. Get right here. Put this under siege. That's 5 seasons. So let's just do one of these. This will be a very quick assault. And then we can use these guys maybe for garrison. Or maybe we'll switch these out and move the spears up there. I don't think it's going to take too much, but let's actually take you two. Yeah, that'll hold. So we'll bring you. And up here, I want to keep an eye on this, but I think it's time to go towards Hjorth. So what do I want to take? I mean, I guess...
Ready to ambush. Captain.
All right, and that leaves room for, you know, another mercenary unit. So let's just traverse through here. Okay, so there shouldn't be any ambushes for me. Now we're gonna have to, you know, fight this one for real. And let's do another. Okay, here we're building roads. Here, 3 seasons, and we just completed something here. I think it was the hosting halls. So what we could do now is start getting Dorwinion Watch, but because it's not either our capital or we don't get bonus. I can't remember what it is that makes it so that here they only take 1 season to train, but here they take 2. This guy is he's not the king, so I don't know what it is, but there's some bonuses. And then in Gargal, yeah, I think we're gonna keep all of this stuff except this at some point, but now we've got to queue up another 6,000. Okay, we've got an agent in there though, that's good. So we'll see what they do. Oh, great. I mean, it's not a real ambush, but that's actually almost better. If we can take them out outside the city and then just move in and have an easy siege, that'd be very nice. There is still a family member somewhere up here, though. And not the guy, like, who is east of the Lonely Mountain. Alright, so as usual, the foresters are up front with the hunters. And then we've got some longbowmen in the back. I guess that's probably okay. It'll at least mitigate the just terrible losses that I usually inflict on my own archers through carelessness. So we'll do that. You stop skirmishing. And once again, we're fighting in trees. It'll be nice to get out of this part of the world. Let's get everybody a little bit closer to the front. They're not quite straight ahead of us, but up the hill. Okay, so we do like that. Yeah, north of... Well, I mean, we are fighting right near Mirkwood. This is a very thickly forested area. But sometimes there are even more trees than you would think. Oh, how frustrating. Just wasting my time. This is how the computer breaks your will. They just accept battles that they have no intention of fighting just to get you to sit through a couple of loading screens. Alright. Because the game kind of registered that as an ambush, even though it was a failed one, the fact that we won it seems to have moved us ahead a tile, like in pursuit of them, which is kind of weird. I don't think I've noticed that before. Alright, I don't see any other units right here. Where's this guy? Where's the... There he is. The King of Dale. Well, we can't quite get him. We can move here, and I could smack him. I could go for him right now. I kind of want to. Let's get rid of this jerk. So we can't retreat anymore. And the only way he's going to escape this alive is if he routs. Alright, once again, we'll just keep this. And he's probably going to be just at the top of this hill up there. Yeah. I'll just get, like, this. And then we'll change the front line, because I don't want any ranged guys up there. We'll just have... yeah, spears, Dorwinion watch. Alright, so we're formed up. So we've got the spear, the melee guys at least in the front. Not quite within firing range here. But this should put us there for at least the longbowmen. So that's going to cause him to charge forward. He's going to hit our Dorwinion watch. We get him from both sides. Let's bring the Rhun spearmen around too. Militia levies, we probably don't need them. Let's get over here. The only cav I have is the general. Heavily. Yeah, let's position my general back here. I imagine he would route back this way. Alright, we don't even need to chase him. Awesome. So here, I think we're safe to do this. Right there, right under siege. Build 5 rams, just in case. There is a lot of stuff here. I would like to wait on this battle, though. I'm not too eager to fight it. Like, because we've got a lot of other stuff going on. And so if I can just keep doing some, like, building and get my Dominion stuff in place, that would be just fine for me. 1 season left for that, and they build another fort. I mean, gosh, they're gonna make it too easy for me.
Captain.
I better start moving these guys, I guess.
Captain.
Just leave an archer unit there. Can I get here? Yeah, they're just gonna hang out kind of in ambush mode, so we don't draw any attention. I'd love to take care of this stack before moving onward. In Gargal. Yeah, we're just waiting for that. I guess we could do this now, right?
Sir, prepare for battle.
What do they have in there? Just 2 barding militia. So pretty much all you need for this kind of battle is this. You get a ranged unit. You put them up on the walls, you march around, you capture the towers, and then you shoot him. Now sometimes it is going to be a little more difficult if they have, like, I guess a lot of stuff inside, but honestly I've never had a trouble with this kind of battle when you do it this way. And you know, they tend not to man the walls, and that could be changed if the sort of the plaza area were moved outward to include the walls. And we did have it set up like that at one point, but that would just mean that the guys in the walls are unbreakable. So that's annoying, right? Makes these sieges much more difficult. Alright, and now we just start running. So we can get our longbowmen up there too.
Great gods! Our soldiers have done well this day. The walls are taken.
So they're starting to take, I think, a few losses from the tower fire, because we're not shooting at them at all. But I don't know that we really need to take all of the towers out. We just get our longbowmen here. Get our archers there. The towers are not super strong, so it's, you know, at least initially. Alright, well maybe they are strong. Alright, there's that. And the fort should be ours. So this is nice because this is not going to affect our public order. Oh, and we can retrain these. Awesome. This is simply, let's see. Okay, we can theoretically train these guys so we can keep this. It's converting to Ways of the West, which is fine. And yeah, eventually, you know, if we get the population up again, we could train a unit of barding militia levies to garrison this place. But for now, we're just going to use, let's see, actually. Can we afford? Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. We just have, let's see. Let's get another emissary, because again, I'm concerned about bribery.
Captain.
And if we bring, let's see, do I want to bring him down? I guess we could. There's no harm in that.
Captain.
Bring him right down there. Bring you guys here, and then we got to remember to bring some of them out next turn, because we're not going to need all of them. Okay, and then actually the agent can go here right now, and because we've got the king in Gargal, we don't need to worry about there being no agent there now, because that's unbribable. Nice. Alright, and we just let that sit. And we should probably train another unit, because you always need more than you think. Let's go with, let's see, we've got 1 full unit of men-at-arms there. We've got 2 more here, so probably just some light stuff. What we are light on here, actually, is cav, so let's do that. I know we've got a bunch up there, but we're going to have, you know, 2 kind of large stacks is the goal. And I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to handle all 3 of their provinces, because there's got the 2 that we can see. Alright, and we got the fort. If we want to keep it, we could have like a tiny unit there. Alright, where's that? Oh, that sucks. This is what you have to worry about. I should have sent them with an agent, but I didn't think he was going to bribe them. I mean, obviously. Alright, that's going to set us back. Alright, well, we're not going to bother with keeping that fort, I think. we're going to have to be careful about this. So let's get another... No, I can't. Let's get an agent here, because we can't do anything there anyway. And keep training. Oh, that sucks so much. I mean, at least it's saving us a bit of upkeep, but... Oh, those are units that I brought all the way up here to be retrained. Halberds, men-at-arms. That's like 2 halberdier units. Alright, well, we didn't need him for this anyway, I guess. We need for this is, like, just mass, I think. We've got enough strength here with these 3 strong units, and we need some stuff like, yeah, like we've got a cav unit here that's going to be added. We've got a bunch of extra archers. We've got these guys too. They're not super great, but... Okay, they retrained. So let's see. That'll be fine. Let's bring you into Gargal. Again, I'm afraid to take him out now because of the Dwarven emissaries roaming around. Oh, we got a candidate for adoption. Okay. Poor commander, poor governor. At least he's youthful, but he's unintelligent. That said, I think we're gonna want another general, so let's take him anyway. Where is that? Probably at our capital. Where the heck? Did he... No, not completed. Great. Yeah. Man is now dead. I don't get what's going on there. Okay, we've got a spy again. Yep. And... Oh, and that's the worst time because we don't have any agents or any units nearby that we can just throw in. Or at least not a lot of them. Let's see, that brings it up to 65. Okay, we might be able to do it. Let's get another spearman. Alright. I'm glad I didn't bring all of them. But now we don't have anything just in terms of population to train. We can queue things up, but I think that's not quite as effective. Alright, in Esgaroth, we've just got you. He's about as good of a spy as we could really hope for.
At your service.
Oh, this is so annoying. Yeah, we're just gonna keep that under siege as long as we can. Okay, and next turn we'll move them out, and then next turn we'll move them out. We're gonna try to consolidate along the eastern border. Rathwin, I guess we should keep doing this too. I have had a lot of success, I guess, just moving tiny units in dribs and drabs, so maybe I'll risk this again. Maybe with a spear unit, right? Because I think they can only make 1 bribery move a turn. Okay, this is another candidate. He's better, actually. Competent governor. He's mature, but he is intelligent. So, I mean, he's older. That's the only kind of downside. Let's take him. And we got him. That he is in Garth. Alright. So he could be useful to ferry reinforcements around. But you can see we've got a lot of activity here now. So let's just take a look at our news and see how best to approach that. Oh, good. Hive has completed Homeland Dominion, so that's going to be helping public order. And yes, so he has got the First Lord of the Watch title. Protector of Dorwinion's many vineyards, so +1 authority and +1 command when defending. Okay, making 4,600. No other approaching armies. We're going to wait. You know, like he is going to be taking some supply. Where's the supply? Well supplied. There it is. So he's actually still well supplied despite being in the field for a couple of seasons. We've got 4 turns before they either surrender or sally out. If they don't decide to sally before then. Okay. And just keeping an eye on this. Everything here is still good. This is... Okay, Reunited Kingdom has moved in here. Let's get that updated.
Secrecy is assured.
And this is also neutral.
Secrecy is assured.
Yeah, Reunited Kingdom. And they own this too, which means they've got, like, this castle. So, Reunited Kingdom is probably, you know, one of the strongest factions right now. Get some high-tier stuff. Look at all these Lasarnic axemen they're training. And, of course, you know, the King's Longbowmen. This is the really dangerous unit. But it's nice to see. Guards of the Citadel, right? And Ravanian's just gonna get crushed. Let's just check out that diplomacy again. Alright, they're still allied with Rohan, still at war with Adunabar, but I don't think... Let's see, this is still in the hands of Adunabar, technically. Let's get our spy over there to uncover that. And maybe when that falls, if it ever does, that's going to be the beginning of war. Okay. So what else would we want here? Well, let's see what these armies are. Okay, we've got great sight on that for some reason, but this is very squishy. For some reason I can see this better than I can see this. But this, I think this is basically the army that we were looking at earlier. And they've got like a family member, they got a few other units. I'd like to defeat all of these in turn. So if I take this guy, he's probably going to fall back. And then we can get him. And then press on and take this army. Now, let's not forget. I'd like to get a couple more units in here. Okay, so all of this stuff is good. Although, that cleans that up a bit. So we got 4 units we could put in. We got 3 slingers, 2 archers. Probably plenty. And let's get the spy down here just to see.
Secrecy is assured.
Oh yeah, yeah, very, very nice. We'll get on their territory too. Okay, so 4 more units. Maybe some cav. Do I want to bring him?
Captain.
No, he should stay here to take reinforcements. So we'll get cav. 1, 2, 3. Actually, let's kind of go with this for now because the other guys won't have as much marching range. All right, Ulgan of the Tribe of the Bitter Wind. This is the ruler now, and his tiny force. All right, another rainy, miserable day in the dripping forests of the north. We're going to want to go, like, up there. So let's get everybody out this way. And, yeah, we want to do like that. Oh, right, we've got slingers. Okay, so, you know, they're going to be annoying. They're going to have their general sort of charge us. I mean, I'm assuming they're right up. Yeah, there they are. But we gotta have slingers on the front line. You can't have them back behind your guys. I think they've just got like a warband and a skirmisher unit and one other thing. I can't remember what that is. Alright, they already retreated once, so they have to take the fight. Yeah, skirmishers. I guess it's 2 skirmishers. Alright, that's close enough to hit, so they'll start approaching. And they're going to send, yeah, just skirmishers. Get their ruler, so that he must be giving them some nice morale buffs. Otherwise, I would imagine they would have routed by now. Alright, let's actually get everybody up. I don't want to have, like, one slinger out. Here comes the warband. This is their only melee unit. Just reform that. Oh, they all go hidden, I guess. Well, we'll get close enough to hit their general, I guess, if we can't hit anything else. Alright, there he comes. So let's get our Dorwinion Watch and the Spearmen out. Alright, caught him with the spears. And we do have these guys, so let's use them. Very effective against generals. But I think this is going to be just fine. Good old cheap spears. Very nice. Alright, that gotta be basically it. Is it really just the one horseman who's running away? Yeah, we'll stop it here then. Okay, so we took care of that family member, or the ruler actually, right? That was the king, or the high chieftain of North Rhun, and we've got enough movement points to get onto their territory and hit that army, and I think they'll stay and fight. We could also theoretically take that fort, which would be kind of funny to do. Oh, they're not. Okay, well. Let's then look at, let's go up here. Okay, so we can still see what they've got. They've got three recruitment centers. They've got Yarhelkar, which is probably kind of weak. And they've got Fornhood, which is their best stuff. And then up here, Gwaithring, which I don't know how well built up that is, but probably not very much. So one more battle here, I think, to finish up the episode, and this should be a nice one. And get rid of these units, and I'd like to move this army north. I know it's not, maybe it wasn't my first choice, because I was thinking have them go to Yarhelkar. Put you over here. But they're there now, right? Like, they're on the enemy territory. So I'd like to get myself where they kind of have to attack me so I can fight on the defensive. Yeah, let's go here. And I knew they were going to be there, so we'll just come around. So we want to stay on their land, get them to come to us in some of these battles so we don't have to do this all the time. And then, you know, the goal for getting a protectorate, or what you need to do to get a protectorate, is completely eliminate their armies in the field, and preferably leave them with very small garrisons in their cities. If you don't do that, they're just they're not going to be willing to submit, even if you give them a bunch of money. I mean, I think eventually every faction has its price. Alright, they don't have any long-range stuff. But this ought to pull them back. There's an army that's kind of moving towards Garth/Belligant. It's pretty small, and I could probably beat it with the forces that are in, you know, Belligant anyway. But I'd rather not. Alright, and they can't retreat. They've already retreated once. So they're just going to get themselves, you know, on that hill, I suppose. So just 2 axemen. All the rest is low tier. But this hill is not really good for us. I think this is maybe the best approach. Let's halt the slingers, let them do a little bit of damage while the rest of my guys are moving in. Are they gonna go up this hill? Alright, let's get there. Actually, we'll halt. I want to preserve as much of this as I can too, because another aspect of getting protectorates is making sure that you really outnumber them. So you want, you know, multiple stacks. They're as full as you can make it. I don't know if the quality of the troops matters. So you could have like an army full of, you know, low tier militia stuff. That might be just as intimidating to them diplomatically as if you had a full stack of elites. But I'm not quite sure. I think we're going to mostly be going for numbers. And then we do need to wait around for a little bit for our treasury to refill, because we are kind of low on cash for what a protectorate usually costs. Some axemen. Are they gonna connect? Nope. They're just led by a captain, so their morale is gonna be worse. And we're just gonna have to accept a little bit of friendly fire potentially here, because we're in and amongst our own troops. Let's slow that down. Let's get you up here. Alright, so this is the other axe unit, and it's lost about 20 men. Okay, great. They're moving in, so we're going to lose our slingers. You get so used to them not committing, right? I think that's part of my problem. The AI very often just sends in troops that it doesn't do anything with. Right, let's get my light cav up here in the back. Oh, we got him. Didn't think we'd get him that fast. Keep up the pressure here. Let's go right down into the middle. Alright. Maybe we'll keep the general out of it, actually. Go down after those guys. Alright, and then what else do we have to chase them down? I guess we've got you. You're way over there, though. Out of the way. That should do it. Alright, we lost 20 men. Not too bad. Okay, and we've got really no more movement points, although we do have a little bit. Yeah, so this force, I'm really not worried.
Captain. Yes, Captain.
Right, all of you guys are good to get out of Gargoyle now, actually, so we can bring you wherever we want. Let's leave... Let's leave a skirmisher and spearman. Alright, that's fine. Maybe this can be my southern army, actually, and we'll just go stand at Yarhelkar. So we'll move in with that, whatever that was. Probably some cav. We really don't need cav here, but let's bring him in, at least for transport. And yeah, we'll come down here. We will get some more axemen, I think, just for the numbers. Keep you guys in Garth, and he may end up becoming governor of Garth, which is probably fine. He's competent, he's intelligent, so he'll be pretty reasonable. We're doing some building there. Let's actually, yeah, let's take another point of movement and head up north. I'm wondering if they're going to attack me next turn. We're making 4,400. I think I'm going to wait to build anything. Like, we could be really getting Belligant built up a bit more. Oh, interesting. So Ravanian went that way instead of attacking Rohan, which probably makes sense. Actually, I think Ravanian needs Thrimfeld as well, so that's probably where they went. Okay, so gosh, will we support the aggressors? I think so. I mean, Rovanian is... these are all homelands to me. So on the one hand, it might make sense to go after them and start getting some of this land. It'd be pretty easy to hold in terms of public order, and we'd get some neat units out of it too. But on the other hand, they have the longest border with us, you know, by far compared to the Bjornings. So I'll just let them, you know, let them go for it. At some point, I'm sure we'll end up at war, and then I'll turn west. So yeah. Okay, this is also possibly a problem. But the other thing is I don't want to get too involved with this, whereas I'm trying to make this work right now. They've got an army. Okay.
Captain.
Like, we could try to go for this.
Captain.
I'm going to ignore that guy. The High Chieftain's heir. Let's just move right towards Yarhelkar. On the way, we're going to want to take out these little armies, right? Because we actually don't want to take this. What we want to do is get rid of all of their armies in the field. But I think just moving to threaten their town is going to recall this guy. And if it doesn't, then we can just take him out with what we have here. So let's get a spear unit to that effect. Actually, I think I want skirmishers. And, you know, it occurs to me that since this is done, we can probably afford to destroy this and start building our own, but we've got a couple of outstanding things. First, this, which 3 more turns, right? And then second this, which we may want to grab. Actually, I don't think they're adjacent to it.
At your service. Moving on my way.
All right, so here's maybe a good time to talk about the plan that I've been having about this. If we take this and gift it to Rhun, who is our ally currently, then we won't have to worry about this. Because, you know, if we leave it, we would need to have besiege this and that while we're trying to get North Rhun to be our protectorate. But, oh, come on. This is going to screw us up. Actually, no, we can just move on. Oh, we can actually go for it right now. Oh, but I don't want to actually take Fornhood. Well, I mean, if I end up taking it, I guess I could give it back to him, right? Or I take it. It's really tricky because I don't want to have a border with Rhun at all, as much as I can avoid it. Let's check their diplomacy. I think they are... Yeah, they're at war with the Dunabar, and that's it, effectively. They're allied with Khand, who's their southern neighbor, so they're just hanging out, you know, in Mordor. Let's see, they got that. They've got this. Oh, that's right, we've got the drama of this Haradrian army that's misplaced itself in Nirn. And yeah, okay, so they are fighting a Dunabar. Let's bring our spy around here. They're doing quite well, actually. They've got Saragon, even. Like, I am sure that at some point they're going to be at war with the Reunited Kingdom. But, meanwhile, they have actually managed to get quite a lot of this under their belt. The fact that they've got Saragon in particular. And they're going for the last settlement in the south. So it might be too much of a risk to have this. Which means I need to find an emissary who can talk to Rhun. Well, actually, no. I need to find an emissary who can talk to North Rhun. See, do we have any North Rhun agents? Well, we've got you. We have 2 emissaries here. So I can have you. Well, we've got a bunch. We've got a bunch of options. Look at this. We'll bring you over here. I'll bring you over towards Rhun. So we can at least, maybe if he doesn't die, head over there. What I would want to do here is really just defeat the army. And I don't care if these guys go away. And then what I would do is put this under siege, right? So I just wipe out the troops to decrease their armies. And then I put Fornhood under siege so they can't train anymore. And then I kind of clean up down here in the same way. We get rid of all their loose troops. And then I would need an army to go deal with Gwaithring somehow. But I think we could handle that. So I think this is where we're going to leave the episode. We've got Fornhood that is going to be at least severely weakened here. And then we've got our king moving in with a light army to strike around Yarhelkar. Not to take and hold these settlements, but to put them under pressure so that we can get North Rhun as a protectorate to hold our eastern border. And then we can turn our attention to the west to figure out how we're going to handle this and the area around northern Mirkwood. So a pretty eventful episode, all things considered. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care until then.